I want you to meet Raul Bernal. He's a Democrat. He says he's undecided. Raul?
First name is
Raul.
Raul.
Great. Senator Sanders, thank you very much for a great campaign that you've run. Voters in Iowa, voters in New Hampshire have had an opportunity to get to know you, to understand the details of your platform in forums just like this. And while I'm inspired by your passion on the issues, one of the concerns I have is your electability in a general election when there's less opportunity to really connect with voters.
Good.
And, you know, can you win in other parts of the country?
Excellent question. Look, in the real world, there are people, I hesitate to say this in this room, but there are people who like Donald Trump. I know. There are. Not in this room, but there are. And you know, that's the world. We are a diverse political nation. And there are people who like and respect Hillary Clinton and people who like me and so forth and so on. And I don't object. Somebody will stand up and say, I support Hillary Clinton. That's fine, you know. But what I object to is people say, well, Bernie, I really like you. I like your ideas. I like your record. But I'm not going to vote for you because you can't win, okay? So let me address that issue. Number one, I'm not a great fan of polls, not even CNN polls. But CNN had a poll, as I recall, and what that poll said is that Bernie Sanders ran significantly better against Donald Trump than did Hillary Clinton, okay? There was another poll said the same thing. Because, among other things, I do very well with independents. And that's one of the reasons why we are doing well against Republicans. So, number one, some of these polls have me way, way ahead of Donald Trump, further so than Secretary Clinton. Number two, look at battleground states like New Hampshire. The last poll that I saw in New Hampshire had me 19 points ahead of Trump, Secretary Clinton 1 point, okay? Similar results, not quite so strong in Iowa and Wisconsin. Okay. Polls, forget polls. They go up and down. What else? Democrats win elections when there is a large voter turnout. That's what Obama did in 2008. Republicans win elections when people are demoralized and give up on the political process. I believe, and I think an objective assessment of my campaign and Secretary Clinton's campaign, she's running a good campaign, but I think an objective assessment would say that there is more excitement and energy in our campaign. We are bringing out working class people who have previously given up on politics. We are bringing out large numbers of young people. So if you want to win in November, and I want us to defeat Republicans, Secretary Clinton wants us to defeat Republicans, everybody in this room understands that we don't want some right-wing Republican in the Oval Office. But I believe, quite honestly, that I am the strongest candidate to do that because I think I can drive a large voter turnout, bringing in new energy into the Democratic Party.
Let me ask you, because as you know, in this state, an independent, and there are a lot of independents in this state, they can vote in the Republican primary, they can vote in the Democratic primary. So there are some voters out there, independent voters, who are trying to decide between you or Donald Trump. What would you say to them?
This is what I would say. I would say that examine Trump's record carefully. And it is not only his bigoted remarks against Latinos, suggesting that Mexicans coming into this country are rapists or criminals or drug dealers, or his absurd remark that we should not allow Muslims into this country. Even above and beyond those outrageous, bigoted statements, take a look at what he stands for economically. This country has millions of people struggling economically. I believe we should raise the minimum wage to $15 an hour over the next couple of years. Trump says, no, $7.25 an hour. We should not raise the minimum wage. Most workers don't agree with that. Trump, in a Republican debate, said wages are too high in America. Really? Too high in America? That's what he said in a Republican debate. And here's the other one that kind of blows me away. Trump is, as you know, a well-known scientist, brilliant scientist. And he has concluded, after years of studying the issue, that climate change is a hoax brought to us by the Chinese. Now, that shocked me, Anderson, because I thought that he would have thought it was a hoax brought to us by the Mexicans or the Muslims. Chinese, I didn't quite get. But the point is, if you examine his agenda, it is not an agenda for working Americans. He wants to give hundreds of billions of dollars in tax breaks to the top 0.2%. So I think, and I would love the opportunity. Frankly, I'm prejudiced. I want Trump to win the Republican nomination. And I would love the opportunity to run against him. I think we would win by a lot.
We just